Mods are out, and today we've got a bunch of new ones to talk about for Farm Sim 25. A total 23 mods released. All platforms got 18 new and 2 updates, and PC Mac players got 3 new. However, one of those updates for all platforms is that Mercedes that you guys see right there. We got Mercedes mods on ModHub now. Oh yeah, check the timestamp, see what you want to see first. Let's jump right in. So we're going to start off with the MB-trac series, and really we're not going to be going over customization or anything like that. I wanted to let you know that this is out now for all platforms. It is an update technically today, so we will be going over the update changelog later. However, that update changelog really only has to do for PC and Mac players. I mean, it's works well for crossplay as well, because this is the MB-trac series, but now it's Mercedes, and it's for all platforms. It's our first Mercedes mod for all platforms ever. So I just wanted to make sure that you were aware of it. But if you've seen the MB-trac series, you will be familiar with, well, quite literally everything. Now we get into new stuff for today. We have the Tatra Phoenix Crusher pack from HR4s. This pack includes not only the Crusher itself, but also a trailer to go along with it, and it may be worth it just for the trailer itself, because we have an unrealistic capacity in here, 295,000 liters. It is a 29,500 liter capacity by default. Big chunky wheels on there. It's pretty cool. Plus, it is a bulk setup, so there you go. Now, as far as this, at the end of the day, it is a 4-seater wood crusher. So it takes your wood, turns it into wood chips, throws it into the trailer. We do have reflective strips on there, which can be removed. Windows, we have a couple different tint options through there, but only 2 of them do have a chainsaw holder. And then everything else is a color. So you have upper cabin, lower cabin, cage, seat, crane, claw, crusher, pipe, tank, chain, and rim. Yikes. As for the tipper, we already talked about the capacity options. You can change it up from transparent to a grid at the front, and then we have a main color, rubber color, around towards the inside, that blue, and then rims. We got front and rear axle steering, which is super, super cool. It sounds like a beast. It really does. I mean, it's a Tatra Phoenix at the end of the day, but boy, oh boy, is it nothing like a regular Tatra Phoenix. We can unfold our truck here, so you can see this is kind of the setup that they want you to go with. So you open that up, brings your claw out. We do have lights, little blinky blinkies down there at the bottom, and it also stabilizes everything too. Let's pipe out, boom, and it should detect the trailer in the back automatically, which would be nice. You don't have to have the trailer connected for this, obviously. If you do any logging, you pretty much know what you're doing already, so that's good. Turn on the truck, and then from there we can use the crane to move everything around. However, I'm absolutely terrible at running a crane, so we're not going to do that today. But the idea is you grab your logs from the bottom, and then you bring them up and bring them in and drop them here. If I could do that, yeah, drop it there, and then it comes out the back. I prefer to do things the old-fashioned way, where you lift everything by hand. Well, we'll drop that in there. Seems to be having a little bit of trouble. Let's see. And actually, there you go. Hey, that was kind of neat. It actually came through. Let's see. Let's move the crane out of the way. I think that caused a little bit of an issue there. Boom. Good. We'll grab this. Put it here. It's probably not meant to go in sideways. Sweet. Let's put this one in the right way. 3rd time's the charm. I dropped it. Of course I did. Even with heavy. Please? Cometh this way. Drop. Whee! And that's how you make wood chips. When you're all done, fold it up, 2 buttons, fold in the pipe and fold up the truck, and you're ready to go. Today's a fairly logging heavy day, at least for machinery, so just a warning there. Next was the Albach Diamant 2000 from our good friend Vector Man. This is kind of the same thing, except it doesn't have a trailer to it. We do have a 768 horsepower engine in there, variable transmission, 950 liters of fuel, 49 miles an hour, 33 tons. Big boy. We do have a couple different setups here. So hub colors, you've got a green setup in there, and then you've got whatever the rim color is. You can change those up. Front panel, you got a new and an old setup up here in the very front. Rear panel, I guess we can switch around, see what we got there. Similar thing. I will say I like the new better, but it is what it is. Additional screening basket. Where you at? There it is. Nice. Ooh, that's kind of cool. I like that it's got like some extra stuff there. It's pretty sweet. Decals, you got a new setup of decals and the old setup of decals. Exhaust pipes, small and large. Beacon lights, LED or standard, which is going to be your halogen, I guess halogen? Little light bulbs in there. Interior setup, you got the old set and the new set. Now, the new set is kind of like a brand new set. If you want to see more about this and kind of an extended view of how it's special, you can check out Vectorman on YouTube. That's pretty sweet. And then, of course, we have our rim color there. Again, at the end of the day, this one, you unfold it, pipe out, and get to work. So I guess we could take a look at it. Let's go ahead and unfold. We have piped out as well. That's going to bring our cabin way up. We've got a much larger intake on this one as the machinery, well, itself is much larger as well. As far as everything else goes, we do have crane set up. So that's going to be our first set here. We also have the pipe, which is going to be one, and the support legs, which is very, very important. Whee! Bonk. If you want to keep yourself nice and tidy. And if I remember correctly, we had something similar to this in the base game of Farming Simulator. Was it 22? 19? I think it was 22. But we had something very similar in the base game there as well. However, this is a returning mod with brand new features, completely redone everything from Vectorman. So if you're like, hey, I think we've seen that before, you have. There's your size difference between the two. Much larger machine. Next is kind of a neat one. This is going to be your last new vehicle for today. This is the Lizard Unifire LF8-6. We've got 180 horsepower engine in here, 100 liters of fuel, 52 miles an hour, 600 liters. And that is going to be water. As far as customization, you do have a work light, which could be added around towards the sides, which is very nice. And then we have a rotating beacon there too. Now, if you don't go with the working light, you can change up your livery, which is very neat. So you can go with that if you like it. And then we've got colors, kind of a darker and a lighter red. And the rim color is going to be a white or black. Take a look at it in the game. We do have blinky blinkies all the way around. And we can even activate the rear set right there at the very top. We can activate those individually, which is kind of cool. And the other thing is, well, it's loud. It's really loud. If you don't like noises, close your ears at 3, 2, 1. And that's all we're gonna do about that. It's a pretty cool setup, pretty sweet truck. It is a German fire truck, so if you're looking for an American one, I think you could probably keep looking. I don't know anybody that's making one of those. Moving on now, we got some attachments, and these are going to be attachments also from HR Force. We have the Palfinger Universal L Crane. So this has a couple different things. We've got the log support at the very top, which is nice. And we also have backlighting, which is very, very cool. Crane animation, you've got sports only or complete setup there. Chainsaw holder, as always, very nice to have that. And then we have color options for the protection frame, the crane, the claw, and the seat on here. But that's not the only one. We got another one right here, and this one has a cabin. So it's a little bit more, you know, a little bit nicer, a little bit more fancy. As far as pricing goes, it's going to be the same for either one, but this one is pretty darn cool. So here's the fun part. This hooks up via a fifth wheel on the back. So we'll grab a hold of that, and then once it is on, we can actually move it around. So that's very, very cool. The crane position is the default setup here. Yes, this is facing the right way. No, I don't think it looks quite right either, at least with this truck. They do say it's suitable for the larger semi-trucks like this one. I do have the Heisemat over there because I do want to give that a try. Let's go ahead and unfold the crane right here because I know it's kind of sticking through the front right now. So we're going to see if we can rearrange it a bit to maybe bring it around, you know, maybe go this way with it. Yeah, that looks better. Much, much better. But yeah, basically it adds a crane back here. So if you're doing logging operations or anything like that, oh, you are good to go. I'm a little bit curious if when we fold it up, there it is, kind of pops a little bit. There are some invisible supports that go around towards the bottom, so be aware of that. Oh no! Uh-oh. Let's go ahead and grab it. Let's maybe bring that crane in a little bit, huh? Yeah, let's do that. Just if you're curious, you can tab between these, which is kind of interesting as well. I think that's pretty cool. So we're going to bring this now. So this is our Heisemat truck that came with the Mercedes-Benz Truckers pack. And tools not compatible. Well, you continue to be useless, my friend. The next one is the Befa Shortwood swap body pack, also from HR Forest. This is basically the same thing that we just looked at. However, it has its own logging trailer setup. We still have the crane on here. We got a couple different versions here. So we've got the with master drive seat. Then we've got this one with the high seat. And then lastly, we have the EPS cabin, which has got that cabin on the end, which I think looks very, very cool. Now, as far as this one goes, we can change up the way the stack ends look. We can also change up the window tinting on the back because we do have a cabin on there. Change the holder, obviously, beacon lights. We can change up what color those are. That's kind of cool. And then we've got color options for literally everything and the air around it as per usual. If we buy one of these, we drop it into the game, check it out. I'm going to use the same truck for this, so there you go. We do have to attach something with a motor to get that thing running, so we'll take a look at that. Again, they do recommend they use something very, very long with the fifth wheel. I think the upcoming truck pack from Schultz Modding would work really well with this. Once we got it on there, we kind of adjust it so that it looks appropriate. I would say about there for this truck looks good. Yeah, looks nice. And then from there, I'm going to go ahead and unfold the crane. It's going to drop down. Put some supports on the ground. Can we drive around? Yes, but I don't recommend it. And then we are ready to go. How cool is that? I mean, it's pretty neat. That's pretty sweet. We do have some stuff that's similar-ish. However, this is kind of its own thing, so you're able to use whatever truck you want. You're not limited. Next on our list today, we have the Alpego Jet X Pack. This is going to be a seeder right here, 4 meters, 1,000 liter capacity. That's going to be for seed only, so to be aware of that. No direct drill on here, which I've always been very confused about, considering the fact they have a power harrow at the front, and in the game, you could power harrow the ground and then seed over it with a regular seeder. Makes no sense to me. Anyway, the 4 meters, 7 miles an hour. Or you can go with this guy, which is the separated cultivator. Sorry, power harrow. Now, I was a little bit curious about this one. Usually I don't show off seeders because, well, they all kind of do the same thing. They just look different doing it. But this one has the power harrow as a separate unit down there. So I'm assuming... But please, I thought I did. There we go. So I'm assuming that we could utilize this because it will kind of do the normal job that we're used to it doing. So let's give that a try and see. We'll just come into the field right here. We'll double check, see, drop it down, turn on the power harrow, turn on the seeder. Will we get a direct drill setup out of this? Negative! But we will be able to come over this setup right here because it is plowed, and we will be able to do everything just fine. And I'm a little curious past that. Let's see, let's turn the power harrow on. There we go. See the power harrow? It's preparing. Is this me just complaining about this right now? Does everybody complain about this? Everyone should be complaining about this. That prepares the ground, but together, they don't. It's dumb. I hate it. It's not just this mod, though. It's literally all of them and forever in Farming Simulator. It's so stupid. All right, let's cool it off a bit. We got a Rawson mod here, the Lizard Easyscrape Yard Scraper. It's an ideal implement for cleaning up animal pens, which we don't do anymore, and to move other bulk items, which you may want to do. We have 2 connections, the tractor triangle, which I don't know of any mod that works with that, at least for crossplay, and then we have the 3-point, which is very nice. That's the one to go for there. Make sure you choose the correct thing. As far as everything else, driving over the bulk contents fills the yard scraper, and then lifting the implement dumps the stuff out. So there you go. It does have a capacity of 1,000 liters, so it's not going to be too much. 25 horsepower is required, so you know, it is what it is. 2 meter at 12 miles an hour. Next on our list today, we have the Bergmann HTW 45. This is going to be a forage trailer. It only holds your forage crops, 45,000 liters of them, so I think that's pretty nice. We do have wheel brands from Trelleborg, Michelin, BKT, and Vredestein. So we have plenty of stuff through there to choose from, including some nice wide tires. Gotta love a T404 wide tire. Now we do have the line, and that's not going to change nothing because it says Bergmann currently. So what we need to do is we need to change to the new design. Then we get to see the line change up there. If you have the old design right here, really the only thing that's going to change, you might be able to see it on the inside, is the rollers back there, the distributors. Cover, yes or no? My favorite cover, gotta love that. And then rim colors, or side colors, sorry me. I was expecting a rim color. It ain't either silver or white. Next on our list, we have the transport boxes for vegetables. Now, with this bad boy right here, we can fill it up with a couple different things: taters, carrots, red beets, and parsnips. It will hold 2,000 liters of them, and you could choose between a wireframe or a wooden plank. We also have different color options, but that's going to be for the metal around it. It does look like we'll be able to stack 2 of these on top of each other, so I do want to buy a couple of them. And oh, I'm over here now. There we go. That's better. Turn that off. Let's take one of them and pick it up and see, can we do a nice little proper stack? It doesn't look like there's any collisions where you would think they would be. So I think it's one of the kind of just drop it on there and it's cool. So that's pretty sweet. Pick it up with pallet forks, things like that. It is nice to see. Now, I did see somebody in my Discord that was saying, how do you sell these? Well, we bought them from the store, so I'm assuming we sell them at the store? No. And my mod tool that I use to do the mobile workshop, that's not working. Maybe at a sell point. All right, well, here's a sell point. Let's see. Now, it's not full, so there's going to be that. But let's see. Does it sell when you put it over it? No. Well, anybody got any ideas on how to sell this? It was suggested to yeet it. So I yeeted on top of the building there. I don't think those words were in the right order. Next up, new for all platforms, they have the liftable pallets and increased capacity. Now, this is quite different from the one that Yoast has released. So, liftable pallets part, that works exactly the same. Any pallet that's produced after you install this mod will be liftable. However, this one also makes them 5,000 liters, so that is pretty cool. Most of the ones in the base game are 1,000. This one makes them 5 times more. So you will be able to have more in a smaller area. So if you move around pallets a lot, this may be something that's super helpful to you. But there is one thing to note. We're showing it here in the mod hub versus in the game because there are no purchasable versions of any of these. So if that's something that you really enjoy, you're not going to be getting that with this mod. Now we got placeables to talk about. We've got the high quality grain factory. What this does is it turns 2 crops into 1. It is a 2-to-1. As you can see through here, we have the high quality barley, canola, corn, oats, sorghum, soybeans, sunflower, and wheat. Inputs are going to be 120,000 liters of those. They get 60,000 liters out. Again, 2-to-1. And you'll be getting more money. Presumably. I'm really interested to see what the pricing is for this, though. So if we go in, how about we just take a look at barley's a good one because it's very top. So it looks like right now we're getting between 750 and 800 bucks for everything. All right, not too bad, not too bad. Now if we look at the high quality barley, we're getting around $2,500. I don't have any mods installed that mess with the price or anything, so you're not getting double the price. You're getting a lot more than that. So if you want a lot of money easily, this is a good way to go. Next on our list is the Calf Hut Pack. We've got little igloos. We've got space for 1, 5, or 7 animals. Now, yes, technically you could put anything in here that you want, but they are for calves at the end of the day. So do keep that in mind. We do have some animations, which is very, very cool. So you can open up the door. Food and water goes in, and then here are your little guys. So this is for 1 calf. We have food on the left and right. However, your animal setup is going to be where you buy them or deliver them is on the other side. Here's the one for 5, super cute. And then the one for 7, a little bit larger. Next, let's talk about this humongous sheepfold. This thing is huge, and it's got something interesting in it, which I wasn't expecting, but it does make sense if you've got goats. It has its own production for goat milk, bottled goat milk, and goat cheese in there. So that is kind of neat. Now, one downside, I guess, is it doesn't hold very much. In this configuration, it holds 70 animals. In a default configuration, I guess without a fence, it will hold 65. And of course, you can increase that by making a much, much larger setup for your fence and putting down some grass, which, to be fair, I did not do. So hands up with that one. Now, if we come over here, you can see storage is empty because I don't have any pallets of anything, no wool, nothing like that. And then around here, you can see this is where we've got everything going on for the production. So I'm going to swing around real quick. There we go. So we've got a dump spot in front of it. We can open this up, go in here, take a look at it. This is how we work on stuff. So your animal pen and the factory here are technically separate. So just keep that in mind. We even have right here, you can kind of see where you lead them up and where they eat and get milked. So that is cool. Very neat. It's something different. It's massive. We're not used to seeing animal pens with productions built into them. And this one's got it. Another animal pen is the Sow Hut. This bad boy right here could be found in the little baby piggies section. Holds 100 pigs. And we've also got food, slurry, and straw, etc. All that good stuff. Over here's where you buy your pigs. Boom, right there. Around towards the outside, we've got straw and pig feed inputs there. And if we swing all the way around, we didn't talk about it before, but there it is. You can get your slurry out of there. Because we have straw input, you can also put down a manure pit on the outside. It does not come with one, so you will have to put down your own. But it's kind of neat, and we got lights all the way around too. Super cool. From our friends at HR Force, we have the Floodlights Pack, a medium and large floodlight. As we go this way, you can kind of see which one is actually which. The big one's going to cost you $1,800. The smaller one is going to be $1,200. I vaguely remember seeing something similar to this in style in previous farming simulator games, but I don't think it was exactly this. Regardless, there you go. Now, as far as I can tell as well, there's no buttons. It doesn't say, but I'm guessing they come on automatically at night. Next one on our list is the Southern Brazil shed. This is from GNFS, and we actually have 6 different versions of this shed, but it's a secret. So let's, first off, let's take a look at this thing and see how in the world we get in here. There we go. Open door. Right through there, open it up, and this is what we've got around towards the inside. Light switch over here, it's going to be left stick, boom, just like so. And then we have an awning here on the right-hand side. Now that awning is always there, but the supports for it are not always there. So if we go into our configurations, again, as I said, we have 6 different designs, and this is going to have to do with the support as well as the design on the side. So this is more of a white plaster with no supports, then we have the supports, then we have brick, with no supports, with supports, and then we have more of like a concrete with or without the supports. And then you can also change up the colors as well. I've gone for the blue on the version that I did, but you can also go with anything else. And if you got the unlimited color mod, well, you know what to do. Next, last new one for all platforms, we've got the Country Brick House. As you can tell, there is no interior, as we've got the triggers on the outside. Sleepy time trigger is right there. And no, we do not have a trigger for changing clothes. I mean, you don't need one, but come on, it's a house. And lastly, we have the Polish house for $25,000. This beaut can be yours. This very nice looking house, which is very cool. However, unfortunately, no interior yet again. Would love to see a Polish house with an interior, but it looks super cool in there. Sleepy time trigger as well as a clothes change trigger on the outside. Otherwise, that's what you get. Now let's talk about updates for all platforms. The first one is the Mercedes-Benz MB-trac Series. Now, this update really only has to do with PC players, as it is a brand new mod for crossplay today. So, it is still version 1.2, no matter how you throw a stone at it. Adjusted the front hydraulic paintwork and brand adopted by Mercedes-Benz truck specs. You've also got the gear shift change to 4 gears and automatic variant removed, which game update 1.11 improves the automatic shifting. And your only other update today is going to be the Lode King Flatbed Aluminium from Solutions Modding version 1.1. It is back. Auto load has been adjusted for simple version, added a toolbox option, toolbox with color selection, front protector option, and reduced the price. Yeah, good to have it back.
Now jumping over to PC mods. This is Fearsom Rhino hanging out at DJ's house. Let's start with, what was the name? Kirchner slurry tanker thingamajigger. 2,500. It holds 250 milliliters.
2,500.
2,500 liters. It requires 3,500.
35. Just 35.
Requires 35 horsepower, 7 working width, and then 9 horse.
9 miles per hour.
Let's try that again.
No, keep going.
No.
Trelleborg wheels. Say it.
Trelleborg. BKT.
Say the BKTs are chunky.
Say
it.
The BKT chunkies, and then the slurry and manure.
Digestate.
Digestate.
That was awful.
I know. We need to redo that again.
Moving on. Next one for PC and Mac players, we have Disable Production Storage Extension. This is from Yoast. Production factory capacity is no longer affected by any nearby silos or storages. The production menu no longer shows increased maximum capacity or non-existing crops in storage. This will only work for productions placed after the mod is active. Do keep that in mind. You can't just load it in and then all of a sudden it is working. You have to have the mod and then place down the productions, silos, etc. And your last mod of the day, we have the GDR license plates. These are, well, GDR license plates. And then it goes through the description as how to add it to your mod folder. Yeah, just load it in like normal. You're good to go. And that is it. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Hope you enjoyed this one. Drop a like if you did. Get subscribed if you do. Enjoy the DjGoHam fam. Double check those notifications. That way you never miss videos like this one. Hope you have an awesome day. We'll see you in the next one.